Happiness is not a final destination. It is not something you reach when you have enough money, the perfect relationship, or the dream job. People spend their lives chasing happiness as if it's a prize waiting at the end of an invisible race. But the truth is, happiness is found in progress, not in perfection. It is in the small daily steps we take toward becoming a better version of ourselves. The real joy of life is not in arriving, it is in evolving. It is in waking up every day with a sense of purpose, knowing that you are moving forward, no matter how small the step may be. Most people believe happiness is about having everything figured out, about eliminating all problems and reaching a state where life is easy and perfect. That is an illusion. Perfection is not only unattainable, but it is also a trap. If you attach your happiness to an end goal, you set yourself up for disappointment because in reality, the goalpost will always move. You will always find another milestone to reach, another improvement to make, another level to unlock. When you base your happiness on perfection, you will always feel like you are falling short. You will never be enough because there will always be something more to chase. But when you understand that happiness is in progress, everything shifts. You stop waiting for a perfect moment to be happy. You stop delaying joy until some external condition is met. Instead, you start appreciating the journey. You find excitement in the process of growing, in pushing yourself, in seeing yourself evolve. That is where fulfillment lies. Think about any time in your life when you felt truly alive. It was never when you were standing still. It was when you were learning, when you were improving, when you were moving towards something that mattered to you. Progress is the secret to happiness because it creates momentum. The more you move forward, the more confident you become. The more you challenge yourself, the more capable you feel. When you step outside your comfort zone and see yourself grow, you build belief in yourself. And belief is what fuels happiness. The problem is that most people don't allow themselves to experience progress because they are waiting for motivation. They think they need to feel ready before they take action. But motivation does not come first. Action does. Progress is what creates motivation, not the other way around. The moment you start taking small steps forward, you build momentum. And that momentum turns into energy, drive, and passion. The reason many people feel stuck and unhappy is that they have stopped progressing. They have settled into routines that do not challenge them. They have let fear, doubt, and complacency hold them back. They tell themselves stories about why they cannot change, why they cannot grow, why their situation cannot improve. And because they believe these stories, they remain stuck in the same patterns, repeating the same days, feeling unfulfilled. But the only way to break free from that cycle is to start moving again. It does not matter how small the step is. What matters is that you take it. Progress, no matter how small, ignites a sense of purpose. The happiest people in the world are not the ones who have everything. They are the ones who are constantly learning, evolving, and challenging themselves. They are the ones who wake up every day excited to get better, to push their limits, to create something meaningful. They understand that fulfillment comes from progress, from knowing they are growing in some way, whether it is physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. Think about someone who starts working out for the first time. At first, they may feel weak, slow, or out of shape, but the moment they start seeing progress, whether it's lifting more weight, running longer, or feeling stronger, they become hooked. The physical changes are great, but what truly excites them is the progress. It is the realization that they are capable of becoming more than they were yesterday. That feeling of growth, of transformation, is what fuels happiness. The same applies to every area of life. Look at the most successful and fulfilled people in the world. They did not get where they are by seeking perfection. They got there by committing to progress. They built businesses by learning from failures. They developed strong relationships by continuously improving their communication and emotional intelligence. They mastered skills by showing up consistently day after day, even when they did not feel like it. Happiness is not about being the best, it is about becoming better. It is about looking at who you were yesterday and knowing that today you are a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser, a little bit more resilient. That is what fulfillment is made of. The problem is that many people get discouraged because they expect progress to be instant. They start something, and when they do not see immediate results, they quit. They go to the gym for a week and get frustrated when they do not see physical changes. They start a business and feel defeated when success does not come overnight. But progress is not always visible in the moment. Sometimes the biggest transformations are happening internally before they ever show up externally. The key is to trust the process, to fall in love with the daily grind, the small wins, the tiny improvements that add up over time. That is what leads to lasting happiness. You do not need to have everything figured out today. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. If you focus on that, if you commit to consistent growth, you will always feel a sense of fulfillment no matter where you are in life. This is why people who set goals but never take action remain unhappy. They have the desire to grow, but they do not take the necessary steps. They live in a state of frustration because they know they are capable of more, yet they are not doing anything about it. The happiest people are not the ones who merely want change. They are the ones who act on it. They understand that happiness is built through daily decisions, through small actions that accumulate over time. And the beauty of progress is that it compounds. When you commit to growing every day, you start to see how one positive action leads to another. You start eating better, and suddenly you have more energy to work out. You start reading more, and suddenly your mindset shifts. You push yourself out of your comfort zone, and suddenly new opportunities appear. Progress creates a ripple effect that transforms every aspect of your life. The secret to happiness is not about achieving some distant goal. It is about embracing the process. It is about becoming addicted to growth, to learning, to evolving. It is about waking up every day excited to be better, to push yourself, to explore new possibilities. When you make progress your focus, happiness becomes inevitable. Because no matter where you are, no matter what challenges you face, you always have something to strive for, something to improve, something to become. The question is, are you willing to commit to progress? Are you willing to let go of the idea of perfection and instead embrace the journey of growth? Because the moment you do, everything changes. The moment you stop waiting for happiness to come from external circumstances and start creating it through your own progress, you take control of your life. You realize that happiness is not something you find, it is something you build. It is something you cultivate every single day by pushing yourself, by challenging yourself, by becoming more than you were yesterday. That is the real secret to happiness. It is not in reaching some final destination. It is in the pursuit. It is in knowing that every day you are moving forward. And when you embrace that, you will never feel stuck again. Because as long as you are progressing, you are winning. And that feeling, that sense of growth, of purpose, of evolution is what true happiness is all about. Happiness is often misunderstood. Many people think it comes from achieving their biggest dreams, accumulating wealth, or reaching certain milestones. They believe that once they get the dream job, find the perfect partner, or attain financial success, happiness will follow naturally. But if that were true, then why do so many people who seem to have everything still feel empty inside? The answer is simple. Happiness is not about what you get. It is about what you give. It is about contribution. When you shift your focus from yourself to something greater, your sense of fulfillment deepens and happiness becomes a natural byproduct of your actions. People who chase happiness as a selfish pursuit often find themselves frustrated. They accumulate money but feel lonely. They achieve success but feel disconnected. They reach their goals but still feel like something is missing. That is because happiness is not found in serving only yourself. It is found in making a difference, in adding value to the world, in knowing that what you do matters beyond your own personal gain. This is why some of the wealthiest and most successful people can still feel unfulfilled, while others with very little experience deep joy. The difference lies in contribution. Contribution gives life meaning. It takes you beyond your own wants and needs and connects you to something bigger. When you contribute, whether by helping others, creating something valuable, sharing knowledge, or making a positive impact, you step outside of yourself. And in doing so, you experience a deep sense of purpose that material success alone can never provide. Think about moments in your life when you felt truly happy. Chances are many of those moments involved giving in some way. Maybe it was helping a friend through a tough time, mentoring someone, or creating something that inspired others. Maybe it was volunteering, supporting a cause, or simply making someone smile. Those moments stand out because they were not just about you, they were about what you gave. And in giving, you felt a sense of fulfillment that nothing material could replace. This is why contribution is the key to lasting happiness. It takes you beyond the temporary highs of achievement and into a deeper state of joy. It reminds you that you are part of something greater than yourself. When you contribute, you shift from a mindset of scarcity, where you are always focused on what you lack, to a mindset of abundance, where you realize you have more than enough to give. And that shift changes everything. People who contribute live with a different energy. They wake up excited because they know they have something valuable to offer. They do not waste time comparing themselves to others or feeling envious, because they understand that fulfillment comes from what they create, not from what they accumulate. Contribution makes you feel alive because it taps into the deepest human need, the need to matter. The problem is that many people hold back from contributing because they think they need to be successful first. They believe they have to wait until they have more money, more knowledge, or more time. They tell themselves they will give back once they have reached a certain level. But that is a mistake. Contribution is not something you do once you have made it. It is something that helps you get there. When you contribute, you create connections, you build relationships, you attract opportunities. The more you give, the more doors open, and most importantly, you experience fulfillment along the way instead of waiting for some distant moment in the future. Some of the happiest people in the world are not the richest or most famous. They are the ones who contribute the most. They are the ones who have found a way to turn their skills, passions, and experiences into something that benefits others. They understand that life is not just about personal success. It is about leaving a legacy, about making an impact, about using what they have to uplift others. Contribution does not have to be grand. It does not mean you need to start a foundation, donate millions, or change the entire world. It can be as simple as mentoring someone who is struggling, using your talents to inspire others, or supporting a cause that matters to you. It can be about being kind, listening deeply, or sharing wisdom. The size of the contribution does not matter. What matters is that you give in a way that feels meaningful to you. And the more you contribute, the more happiness you create, not just for others, but for yourself. Because happiness is not something you get by taking, it is something you build by giving. When you contribute, you break free from the limitations of ego and step into a space of gratitude, purpose, and connection. You stop seeking happiness and start creating it. This is why people who focus only on themselves often feel unfulfilled. No matter how much they achieve, they always feel like something is missing. That missing piece is contribution. They may have success, but without a sense of purpose, success feels hollow. They may have wealth, but without impact, wealth feels meaningless. On the other hand, people who contribute, even in small ways, experience a level of happiness that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. They know that no matter what happens, they have something valuable to offer. They find joy not just in what they receive, but in what they create. They understand that true happiness is not about having more, it is about giving more. And the best part, contribution is available to everyone. It does not matter where you are in life, how much money you have, or what skills you possess. There is always something you can give. A word of encouragement, a helping hand, a moment of kindness, a piece of knowledge, a creative idea. The more you contribute, the more you realize how much you truly have to offer. If you want to experience true happiness, stop focusing solely on what you can gain. Start asking yourself what you can give. How can you use your experiences, your talents, and your time to make a difference? How can you contribute in a way that aligns with your values and passions The moment you start contributing, you will feel a shift. You will wake up with more energy, more purpose, and more excitement. You will stop chasing happiness and start living it. Because in the end, happiness is not found in what you receive, it is found in what you give. It is found in knowing that your life has meaning beyond yourself. It is found in contribution. And once you embrace that, happiness becomes not just something you seek, but something you create every single day. Happiness is often seen as something we pursue, something just out of reach, something we will attain once we have the right job, the right relationship, or the right amount of money. But time and time again, people who seemingly have it all still feel empty. They reach their goals, yet they do not find the fulfillment they expected. This is because happiness is not found in external achievements. It is created from within. And one of the most powerful ways to create happiness is by mastering your mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality, and your ability to control and direct those thoughts determines the level of joy you experience in life. Most people go through life reacting. They react to circumstances, they react to other people's behavior, and they react to situations they cannot control. This reactive way of living puts happiness at the mercy of external factors. If things go well, they are happy. If things go wrong, they are miserable. But true happiness does not come from controlling everything around you. It comes from controlling how you respond to what happens. Mastering your mindset means taking ownership of your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. It means realizing that happiness is not something given to you by the world. It is something you create within yourself. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, yet most people do not take control of it. They let negative thoughts run wild. They let doubts, fears, and insecurities dictate their emotions. They allow circumstances to shape their mood instead of shaping their own perspective. But the truth is, you can rewire your mind to create happiness. You can train yourself to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You can shift your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. You can condition your thoughts to empower you instead of limit you. When you take charge of your mindset, you take charge of your happiness. One of the biggest barriers to happiness is the way people speak to themselves. Most people have a constant internal dialogue that is negative and critical. They tell themselves they are not good enough. They dwell on their past mistakes. They focus on everything that is wrong instead of everything that is right. And over time, these thoughts create emotions of anxiety, sadness, and frustration. But just as negative thoughts can create suffering, positive thoughts can create joy. When you start feeding your mind with empowering beliefs, your emotions shift. You feel lighter, more confident, more at peace. You stop looking for happiness in external sources and realize that it has been within you all along. Training your mind for happiness does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on what serves you instead of what drains you. It means refusing to be a victim of circumstances and instead becoming the creator of your own experience. When difficulties arise, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you ask, "What can I learn from this?" When someone treats you unfairly, instead of letting it ruin your day, you remind yourself that their behavior is a reflection of them, not of you. When you fail, instead of seeing it as proof that you are not good enough, you see it as a lesson that will make you stronger. Your mind is constantly looking for proof to support the thoughts you repeat most often. If you constantly tell yourself that life is hard, that you are unlucky, that you never get what you want, your mind will find evidence to support those beliefs. You will notice everything that goes wrong. You will see obstacles instead of opportunities. But if you train yourself to focus on gratitude, on progress, on the possibilities ahead, your mind will shift. You will start noticing what is going well. You will find solutions instead of problems. You will experience happiness not because your circumstances have changed, but because your perspective has. Many people spend their lives chasing happiness in the form of achievements, thinking that success will bring them joy. But success without a strong mindset often leads to stress, burnout, and a feeling of emptiness. That is why so many people who achieve external success still feel miserable comfortable. They never trained their minds to enjoy the journey. They were so focused on reaching the next goal that they forgot to appreciate the present moment. But true happiness is not about reaching a destination. It is about the way you experience the process. When you master your mindset, you realize that joy is available to you right now, not just when you achieve something in the future. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is moving from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance. A scarcity mindset is one that focuses on what is missing. It makes you feel like there is never enough. Never enough time, never enough money, never enough success, never enough love. It makes you compare yourself to others, always feeling like you are falling behind. But an abundance mindset shifts your focus to what is already present. It makes you see opportunities instead of limitations. It makes you realize that happiness is not about having more, but about appreciating what you already have. And the moment you make this shift, you start feeling lighter, freer, and more fulfilled. Another key aspect of mastering your mindset is emotional resilience. Life will always throw challenges your way. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and painful moments, but happiness is not about avoiding hardship. It is about developing the strength to handle it without letting it steal your joy. When you build resilience, you learn to bounce back quickly from difficulties. You stop taking things personally. You stop letting small problems ruin your mood. You understand that every challenge is temporary and that your ability to stay calm and focused will determine how quickly you overcome it. Many people believe that happiness comes from avoiding negativity, but the truth is, real happiness comes from your ability to handle whatever comes your way. It is not about creating a life without problems. It is about developing the mindset to face them with confidence. When you do this, you stop fearing challenges. You stop feeling overwhelmed by obstacles. Instead, you see them as part of the journey. You trust yourself to handle whatever happens, and that trust gives you peace. Happiness is also deeply connected to the way you perceive yourself. If you constantly criticize yourself, doubt yourself, and focus on your flaws, no amount of external success will make you happy. But when you start seeing yourself through a lens of self-respect and appreciation, your confidence grows. You stop seeking validation from others. You stop defining your worth based on achievements. You realize that you are already enough exactly as you are. And when you truly believe that, happiness becomes effortless. Another common mistake people make is tying their happiness to other people's approval. They think they will be happy once they are accepted, loved, or admired. But relying on external validation is a dangerous game. It makes you vulnerable to other people's opinions. It makes you feel like your worth is dependent on how others see you. But when you master your mindset, you stop seeking permission to be happy. You realize that your joy is your responsibility, not anyone else's. You stop living for others and start living for yourself. Happiness is not about controlling the world around you. It is about controlling the world within you. It is about realizing that no matter what happens, you have the power to choose your perspective. You can choose gratitude over complaints. You can choose growth over fear. You can choose to see every experience as a lesson instead of a setback. And when you make these choices consistently, happiness becomes your natural state. When you master your mindset, you free yourself from the illusion that happiness is somewhere outside of you. You stop waiting for the right circumstances, the right people, or the right opportunities. You understand that happiness is not a future goal, it is a present decision. It is something you create every single day with the way you think, the way you see the world, and the way you choose to experience life. And once you embrace that truth, happiness stops being something you chase, it becomes something you embody. Happiness is often seen as an elusive destination, something that people believe they will find once they have everything they desire. They think that once they achieve success, find love, or reach financial stability, they will finally be happy. But the truth is, happiness is not something to be found in the future, it is something to be created in the present. And one of the most powerful ways to cultivate lasting happiness is by focusing on contribution and purpose. When you shift your focus from yourself to the impact you can make in the world, everything changes. Your problems seem smaller, your struggles feel more meaningful, and your